Hey, what's up everybody? It's TheHyphenate here, and today we're going to talk about a super fast and affordable SD memory card reader, the Sony MRW-S1. This tiny little compact USB 3.1 Gen 1 UHS-II SD memory card reader is probably one of the best things I've spent $25 on. I'm someone that's always trying to be efficient with my time, and before this memory card reader, I would probably spend about 40 minutes to an hour transferring files from my 64 gigabyte memory card into my computer. When I'm transferring files from a memory card to a computer, I try not to use a computer at all because I don't want anything going wrong with the file transfer. So because of that, that's just downtime where I'm not being able to be productive. The memory cards that I use on my Sony cameras are the SanDisk Extreme Pro 300 megabytes per second SDHC UHS-II U3 cards, and I use the 64 gigs. As I mentioned earlier, what I did for years was just use the built-in SD card reader on my desktop tower on my PC. Now that thing was pretty slow. It would average out about 20 megabytes per second of transfer rate, which would equate to about 40 minutes to sometimes an hour transferring 64 gigs of data. And I knew that there were faster options out there, but honestly, I figured I have a built-in SD memory card reader. I don't need to buy one. I don't need to spend money on that. I can just wait. I don't think it's gonna be that much faster, but damn, I was wrong. I recently got a new computer and it didn't have a built-in memory card reader. So I had to get an external one, and I wanted something that was on current technology that could maximize the output of my memory cards. So I looked online for different readers, and I wanted one that was specifically for UHS-II. Using this memory card reader has definitely helped on my productivity and pumping out a bunch of content for this channel, my other channels, and my businesses. I'm doing shoots almost every day, and if I were to spend 40 minutes to an hour every day just transferring files, that'd be a big waste of my time. Now, to give you guys an idea how much faster this memory card reader actually is, I did 3 separate tests. Before running any of the tests, I first had to fill up my 64 gigabyte memory card with 4K video on my Sony a7 III. The video footage in total came out to be 58.5 gigabytes. The first test was using it on my new computer via a 3.1 Gen 1 USB port. As you can see, the file transfer started at about 250 megabytes per second. That lasted probably about 30 seconds or so, and then it dropped down to about an average of 170, 180 megabytes per second. In total, it took about 5.5 minutes for me to dump 58.5 gigs worth of files. Now, the second test was using this same memory card reader via a USB 3.0 port on my old computer. Now, as you can see, it started at about 250 megabytes per second, and then it dropped down, fluctuating between 150 megabytes per second and 100 megabytes per second. And this time it took about 7.5 minutes, so 2 more minutes than it did on my new computer. The last test was running it on my old computer via the built-in SD memory card reader. This transferred at about 20 megabytes per second, and I didn't sit through the entire transfer, but it said it would take about 40 minutes. Now, there are 2 downsides to this memory card reader. The first being the size. Though it's lightweight and compact, it is pretty wide, and because of that, if you have 2 USB slots near each other, once you plug this in into one of them, it's actually gonna block the entryway for the other USB port that's next to it. And that to me is super annoying. So what I ended up having to do was get a USB 3.1 Gen 1 extension USB cable. That way it would be smaller, plugging it in directly into the computer, and then I'd have the extension and then plug in the memory card reader to that. And the second downside is that it's only a full-size SD card slot. So if you're using a micro SD card, you're going to need an adapter. But other than those 2 downsides, for it being about 25, 26 bucks, I personally think it's really worth it, and I'm kind of mad at myself for not having gotten it sooner. I could have saved myself so much time throughout the past few years had I had a better and faster memory card reader. So if you don't have a lot of extra time to waste and you are trying to maximize your productivity and you're filling up memory cards left and right, I definitely recommend getting this memory card reader. I do have links in the description where you can purchase them from either B&H or from Amazon. It doesn't change the price that you guys get it at, but it does help this channel. Thank you guys so much for watching. I greatly appreciate your support. Please make sure to drop a like and drop a comment if you have any questions. And also, please make sure to subscribe. I have a lot more videos coming soon. Thanks again. I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.